My goodness, it's a terrible thing. I haven't played baccarat since Wednesday. Oh dear, what a terrible thing to have to confess. Actually, the confession is that I got myself nicely sidetracked into playing video poker for no money. It's just a little bit of a diversion, a distraction, you know. Anyway, this is much more important. Interestingly, I've been processing some more of the various players online, Mr. HP and Bobby, I've forgotten his last name now, Bobby Rivas, just to see how they're getting along and to sort of plug their results into the models that I've set aside for them. And both of them have been on a roll just lately. I don't know how Mr. HP is doing it, because he's making a bloody fortune all of a sudden. I kind of worry that he might be cherry picking, which would be a terrible betrayal of his fans, I think. But hey, he does seem to have sold out to the casino biz. So 51, 2, 3, third. All right, back to the min. +1. 51. 2, 3 again. And a win again. Jolly D. I do prefer to win than to lose. It's just one of those weird things about me, I have to confess. Double for the tie. Oops. 1, 2. 3, 4, third. Just to beat it. Just is good enough. +1. +1. Repeat it. Good enough. +1. 51. 2, 3, third. Minimum. +1. 1, 2. No, that was wrong. That should have been, never mind, 3, 4. Already a turnaround. 7, 4 drop. 9, 4. 7, 4. 11. No. I got that wrong, didn't I? No, that's right. 11, 8. $19, $20. Well, this is a runaway one, isn't it? Okay. So, 1921, that's 4, 2, and we're running away from this. Four, 2, we're dropping. The drop is 500. 4.5, 2. 5, 2, damn it. 5.5, 2, bloody hell. 6, 2. 6.5, 2, oh come on. 6, 2. 4, 5, because we don't do 4, 4. 9, 10. Oh, bloody hell, we're right up there, aren't we? Oh, dear. It's gotta be 1920 in a new shoe. In fact, I think it's going to have to be more than that, actually. It's going to have to be 1921, I think. Oh dear. So 40.25, and we are dropping. The drop is 8. So that's 30.25. No, 32.25. And this is really shitty stuff, isn't it? Bugger. Oh boy. 55, 50. Big trouble. And the 55 is wrong, isn't it? It's got to be 60-50. At least. Because once I get to the 50, it's not a fair thing, because I can't go to a higher level. So now we got to look at 60-50, 60-50, so it's got to be 10-15, I think. There we go. Okay, I mean, that was horrible. But, you know, what can I say? I get so many people here when they respond and they sort of say, well, you just got lucky, that was ridiculous. Blah, 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 you know. And it's not ridiculous, it's not lucky, it's just how it is. If you got the money behind you, you can do this stuff, you know. 51 second, 2 3 third, and please don't tell me I couldn't do this at the same table, because yeah, I know that. 5-3 drop, 6-3, 7-3, 8-3, 8-3 it is, 11-6, boy are we going to be running away again in a minute. That's 11-12, okay, 11-13, whatever. 24, so 2.5, 3, my final offer. 5, so 6-3, and run away. And it's a drop. It's going to have to be a drop of 1.5. $6-3 drop. $7.5 3. 9-3. 9-3. 10.5 3. Christ on a bicycle, this is really awful. $12-3. So we'll call that 11-3. Now we'll call it 8-6. And now we're on 2-3. Remember, the cards aren't changed by the amount of the bets, okay? You'd think that would go without saying, but you know, lots of people respond to large bets as if, oh my God! You know, I mean, the chances are exactly the same, which are less than 50-50. Every single bet, less than 50-50. And that's fine. As long as we pattern bet, we can kick some ass. 51. Repeat that one. 1-2, second. 3-4, third. This is really punishing, that last lot. Minimum. Another plus. Plus again. Plus max. Repeat it. Good enough. Double for the loss. 51, second. 2-3, third. Five, 3, drop. 6-3. 7-3. 7-3 it is. 1, 2, 3. 4-5. Minimum. Repeat that one. 2-3 third. 5-3 drop. We're getting hammered, aren't we? 5-3 it is. 2-3. We're actually not getting hammered. We're 20 wins to 17 losses. And we've got 12,250 in the session balance in 12 minutes, 13 minutes. So that's not bad. What am I talking about? Mumble mumble. Plus max. Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. We'll eat that one. Plus 1. $51 second. 2-3 third. 5-3 drop. 5-3 it is. 5-6 for the tie. Minimum. Double for the loss. Repeat. 51 second. 2-3 third. Minimum. Oops. See how that happens sometimes? $51 second. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4 third. Uh-oh. 7-4 drop. Bummer. So hoping to get away early on this one. Seven-4 drop. 5-4. 9-8. 1-2. 3-4. Okay, that's good. I guess I better finish this shoe now. Unless I have to run away, of course. 51 second. Repeat. Minimum. Repeat. Minimum. Double. +1. Repeat. 2-3 third. 5-3 drop. 5-3 it is. 8-6. Oh. 14-15, would you believe? Okay. So that's 3-2, and we're running away. I think that was a drop. Three and a half, 2, 4-2, 4.5, 2, bloody hell, here we go again. 5-2, 5.5, 2, 6-2, we'll still call it 6-2, I think. It's got to be 4-5 now. Now it's got to be 9-10. Oh, bloody hell. Here we go again. 19-20. Maybe we'll call it 19-21 again. Oh boy. So 40-25, and we're running away. This is not a good session, is it? $40-25, I think the drop better be 10. 30-25. $55.50. Damnation. Up to the max again. So now we're basically looking at where 5 5-10 I think has to be the bet. 1520. Hey, 30. It's got to be 35.40. Got no choice. Should have run away from all of this a long time ago. Ouch. 75.40. Well, we've got to fight on. So 75.40. That's 15 is the drop. $60.40. Damnation. Oh dear. 150. See, this is the trouble. Once I get to the max, it's not real because I can't go to another casino. 150. Okay, so I have to mute this from now on because that was a phone call, obviously, but it was from my daughter, and I could have just hung up, I guess, or refused it. But I can never say no to her. The boys, that's different. But anyway, at least it gives me an opportunity to comment on a couple of important things, and that is that at this point in this particular video, in this particular demo, the bets have become ridiculous. But we always have to keep in mind, number one, the purpose of what I've been doing for all these years, which is to demonstrate that the games are beatable, but you have to have a shitload of money in order to be able to do it. And the other thing that's important, of course, is that the cards are completely unaffected by the size of the bets, by the amount of money that's on the table. That's completely irrelevant to probabilities, to possibilities, to all of those things. Keeping in mind that every single bet that we place against any one of these games has a greater chance of losing than of winning. And what we're exploiting with this strategy is quite simply patterns, the ebb and flow, the back and forth. And in the end, of course, our chances of prevailing are far greater than if we were to be dumb enough, reckless enough, or maybe in search of thrills or excitement, I don't know, but dumb enough, basically, to bet randomly against random outcomes. Do that, and you're up shit creek. But follow a steady, disciplined, constant pattern. Stay sober, stay confident, stay calm. All of those things. Then there's a decent chance of being able to prevail. And in this particular case, it took a very long time and a great deal of money, and it wasn't a whole lot of fun. But we got there. I know that, of course, because I'm editing the video and I know what happens. But all of these things, I think, are worth hanging on to, sticking with, because in the end, the objective for those of us who play the numbers rather than, I don't know, looking for excitement and thrills and jeopardy and blah, 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 we benefit from having this data to look at and to analyze and to think about. I believe that in this particular situation, I would have run away long before this particular sort of nightmare came up. But keep in mind, of course, that if I had a bankroll of $1 million, and if I was playing in real time, I would be going to another casino once I reached the table limit, which in this particular case is 50,000. Once I reached that, I'd be off in search of another game where I could bet what the strategy required. And in any situation, please forgive me. I'm so sorry. There's nothing I can do about this thing. I could stop talking, I guess. but then it'd be very difficult for me to get information across. But here we go, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's really infuriating. Ties are maddening. But in any situation, as soon as you hit the biggest bet, the max bet, then you are screwed. If you can't go to another situation and place a bet at full value, if you can't do that, then you're screwed. Now, what happens here? I can't remember. Did I win this one finally? Come on! This is absolutely maddening. Yeah. So finally, we came out. It took forever. It was horrible. And I will onto the end of this this video. I will tack the shoe breakdown so that we can see just how awful it got. Surely I didn't play another shoe now, did I? Did I? No, I couldn't have done. Anyway, more information coming, and thanks for sticking with me. And just remember, this is an academic exercise above all, but it's a guide to what's possible. It's a guide. Okay, so now it's just a question of having a look at the the shoes that came up. My God, there were 7 of them on Sorry Saturday, Sad Saturday, Nearly in Deep Shit Saturday. Let's just have a quick look at them, and then I'll tack on yet another summary going all the way back to 1099, because that was, that little batch there was pretty scary too. Anyway, let's have a look. So we can see from this one we ducked out here, right, and immediately afterwards we would have turned around. Then we'd have had another little challenge here which took us into the drop zone, and then we would have come out here, and then here, and then here, and then here, and then there. So running away from this particular shoe was a bad idea. But you can't know that in advance, obviously. So, you just do it. Next one is this one here. Okay. Again, we came out here, and that was immediately followed by 4 successive player wins, and then 3 successive wins, and on, and all the way through this. I mean, we had constant recoveries. So, running away was unnecessary. But it's like I'm always saying, the most important thing is, it gives you a break. It eases off the stress a little bit, gives you a chance to sort of count your chips, take a break, get a cup of coffee, do whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, go off and have fabulous the interaction with a bodacious female. I mean, whatever. But the main thing is, just take a break. It's good for your mental well-being. I'm trying to say mental well-being instead of mental health, because mental health sounds a little threatening, whereas mental well-being at least has a positive kind of sound to it. So I'm with the odious Duke of Sussex on that particular score. I think that's where I read it in the Times, that we need to talk about mental well-being, and I think he's right. Okay, next one. Okay, so we ran away here, and in fact we would have had several more challenges, and then suddenly, wham, 6 players in a row. That would have got us out of trouble, and then it was just plain sailing all the way to the end. So that's 3 in a row that we ducked out of that we shouldn't have, but we weren't to know that, so hey. Next one up, number 4. Oh look, we stuck with that one till the end, and that was a nice one. I mean, look at it. It was 32 winning bets, 28 losing bets, so decent. And of course I'll tack on the percentages in the edit. Next one up is this one here. So we ducked out here, and we actually would have had a pretty tough time of it, going all the way until finally we would have had 8, is it 8? Yeah, 8 player wins in a row, which would have got us out of trouble, and the end of the shoe was delightful. So again, you know, you just don't know. I think it's now in this particular set 3 shoes that we shouldn't have left, and then this one that we probably should have, but we would have recovered anyway. So basically we're looking at the hard reality that we didn't really need to run away from any of these shoes, because they would have resolved in the end. And that basically is the primary engine that keeps progressive betting, generally speaking, but specifically pattern betting, which is a kind of controlled martingale, if you like, or a controlled double down. You know, just it keeps it running, keeps it profitable. That's what it's all about. So we're getting some interesting examples here, I think. So this was 110, and then 111 here was another runaway, wasn't it? Yeah, so we ran out here, and that was immediately followed by 2 wins, which would have been so it's looking like in every case in this particular data set we probably should have stuck it out, which has been my tendency throughout this whole experiment. But I had a very reasonable request from a friend of mine, sort of saying, well, you talk about the gag, the get up and go reflex, a lot. How about demonstrating it? And so, of course, as usual, I've gone completely mad in the different direction. But hey, that's how it goes. And this is the last one here. Bum bum ba bum bum bum. Ran away. Only, well, we didn't run away. We just left because we'd made money. So you know, that's pretty damn impressive. You know, we finally came out of it, and we only won 50,000, which was just a single bet. But that's the point, of course, is that once you get to the max, you know, you get to see, well, would it have been a good idea or not, and should I have done this or not, and would I have got out of trouble if I'd been able to bet more than 50,000? And let's see, I mean, what do we have here? That was a 50. That was a 50. That was a minus 50. 50, 50, 50. And then we'd have had all these, and then all the way along here, and then probably just as well that we won and dropped back to a minimum bet, or would have if we'd played on. So interesting, I think. I hope you agree. Anyway, there'll be more in just a little bit, because I'm going to do a spreadsheet with all of these shoes in it. So, see you in a bit. Alright, just to show you the front page, as I always like to call it, I've just updated the notes here, going all the way back to this line here. And what you'll see, I mean, since you know, throughout this week we've had what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 instances where, because of the gag, because of running away at what may or may not have turned out to be the appropriate time, we had you know, we fell short of the goal, which is to win more when we win than we lose when we lose, and we always achieve that in the end. But along the way, you know, there can be some quite serious problems, and you know, I'm just reminded of a couple of old sayings, but you know, from my Nevada days, and that is that, you know, the first one is, when you're in a hole, stop digging, which of course overlooks the other reality, which is, as soon as a ladder drops, when you're in a hole, as soon as the ladder drops, start climbing. And of course you don't know if the ladder is going to break or not, but you just have to grab it and start to climb and hope. And that's basically sort of just reminding us that progressive betting is the only way that we can get out of trouble when we're in the hole. And progressive betting may well have got us in the hole in the first place, but it will get us out, whereas random betting would have absolutely no chance. And I'm going to tack on in just a few seconds an Excel analysis of the shoes going back to 1099, not the year 1099, I hasten to add. 1066 was the big year in English history, but yeah, when the Normans beat the shit out of us and shot out the king's eye and stuck an arrow in his brain, which for some reason proved fatal. Anyway, enough of that. Waffle. All I'm saying is that you know, the people who the casinos use as their mouthpieces, the guys on YouTube, who each one of them, I mean, it doesn't matter who it is, whether it's Vegas Matt or whether it's Mr. HP or all of them, every last one of them from time to time will trash the martingale, trash progressive betting. That's because it's what they're told to do. So basically, in spite of the fact that all of these guys are pretending that they're our friends and they're providing entertainment and excitement and blah, what they are basically is liars for hire. They are there to tell us that the only way to have fun is to bet like a fool and throw money around like it's going out of style and just not give a shit about the money and just enjoy the whole process of losing. That's the message that they want to get across. And of course, they're never actually saying to us, A, this isn't my money, and maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Mr. HP, for instance, insists that it's all his money and he never gets it back, and I'm sure he's telling me the truth. The other guys, he says, are Alexa, stop. The other guys are getting their money back from the casinos that sponsor them. He says, I don't know whether that's true or not, but none of them will ever say, it really doesn't matter a damn how much money I lose at the slots or at the tables, because I'm getting it all back through Google for my hundreds of thousands of subscribers who are making me rich beyond your wildest dreams. But anyway, that's their right. I mean, I just wish that they'd tell the truth. I wish they'd actually be upfront. But maybe, of course, the casinos would then say to them, hey, you can't do that. We don't do honesty. We don't go in for that shit. I mean, come on. That's bad for business. It's bad for the bottom line. So there you go. Anyway, more in a moment. Okay, so here's a little good advice from back in my Nevada days. And if a ladder breaks, grab the next one. Okay, so this is the analysis that I promised of the current set of shoes, which is what, the 13 shoes? 13 shoes, I think, which is kind of a nice number. I keep the Baccarat Win Pro logo in place because I think that they deserve all the kudos that they can get for producing a fantastic resource for analysing, discovering, learning, exploring, whatever, the game of Baccarat. And it doesn't really matter at all where the shoes come from or how they're generated or whatever. The thing that counts is that I have nothing to do with them. I have no control over the shoe content, and I think that's very successfully demonstrated in this particular data set, in this particular sample, because I struggled for quite a bit in the last couple of shoes before the progressive strategy that I call pattern betting with double or drop actually kicked in and did its job. And I think the top line is important because there you will see that the banker edge, the number of banker wins over the number of player wins overall, gave the house a notional edge of 1.26% against the player. And that is pretty much spot on. You expect somewhere between 1.3% against you and 1.35%. And obviously sometimes it's a hell of a lot higher, Sometimes it goes the other way, as you can see in the individual lines. If you look at banker edge, that column, column L, you look down there and you see that in terms of wins and losses individually, it was pretty scary. This is a wrong number right here, I think. Yeah, it is. That should be this number up here. I'm not going to start this over, because this is just a demonstration of how hard I work to make sure that everything is accurate and above board and readable, relatable to players who are serious about beating these casino games of chance. Because as I've been saying for God knows how many years, decades, scores of years, nearly bloody half a century, it's kind of embarrassing really. Games of chance to gamblers are a source of entertainment, excitement, thrills, jeopardy, just an all-around good time, accompanied by the excitement of the lights and flashing, whatever, of the casinos. And if you go to a place like Macau or Las Vegas or Atlantic City, where there are dozens and in some cases hundreds of casinos, then of course the atmosphere is amped up that much. The people that I'm trying to reach are the people who say, wait a minute, the odds are against us, but the odds are against us in any marketplace, including stocks and shares, stocks and bonds, stocks and commodities, whatever, But the fact that the odds are against us does not diminish the attractiveness of the market. And so what I'm saying to the tiny percentage of gamblers who are likely to be interested in this, and they're not gamblers, they're players, what I'm saying to them is, you are right in thinking that this is a business opportunity. This is a market that can be profitable if you know what you're doing and if you stick to a strategy that you believe in, that's been proven many times and which will keep delivering for you if you stick with it. So what have we got here? Overall, a house advantage of 1.26%, which is spot on, perfect, just what you'd expect. We've got several lines where we fell short. The 79% was falling short. What am I looking at here? No, player to bank. Anything under 100% is a failure. Okay, so 91% here. 95%, 66, 49, 50, 53. But of course what counts is when we move on to the next shoe. Because sometimes, like if we've got a total here, we've only got 21, 8 and 13 in total. So that means we ran away in this particular case. We ran away here, but still managed to get it. We ran away here and came out at 66%. We ran away here after only 30 bets, 49%. Here we gagged, got up and got going after only 9 bets, and down here it was after only 20 bets. Here it was 11, but we'd done so well at the beginning of that shoe that it didn't hurt us. And then here in the final shoe, the successful shoe where we turned everything around and made a profit, we're looking at 32 shoes, so half 32 bets, 32 rounds, so half a complete shoe. And the story is the same all the time. Anybody looking at this, take it or leave it, trust it or not, up to you. All I can promise you is that I do everything I can to make sure that everything is completely above board, absolutely obsessively accurate. I fuck up sometimes, I do make mistakes sometimes, but I don't make mistakes in the spreadsheets, or at least I do, but I always find them, because I'll look at something and I think, well, that ain't right, and I go and I check the formula and I find out that sure enough I've screwed up. I mean, like for instance, just down here just now, I recognised that the banker edge was wrong there, because what it was doing a total here instead of what it's supposed to do, which is just run one number against the other. The 2-4-1, which is the player losses against the 2-3-8 player wins, leaving you with a difference of 3 over a total of 280 roughly, and so that gives us the house edge of 1.26%. So none of this is bullshit, none of this is fake, it's not fraudulent, I'm not a charlatan. I may be mad, I don't doubt that I'm mad, because only somebody who's completely bloody nuts would spend as much time as I do on something like this, something which according to, I don't know, 999 out of every 1,000 players is unbeatable. I'm looking at it and I'm saying, of course it's beatable. But you can't beat it without A, most importantly, a shitload of money, and B, a plan that you believe in, that you trust, which has been proven to your satisfaction, and which you are willing and able to stick with through thick and thin. And there will be thin, and then along will come the thick, which of course is like down here, where we turned everything around and we made a profit of whatever. It turned out to be just shy of 12%, which is pretty much average. I've got to tell you, that is about what we get. I would love to see a higher player over bank percentage. I aim in individual shoes for 125%, but I don't always deliver what I hope for. I mean, does anybody? This is a tricky, challenging, complicated, difficult marketplace. But then any marketplace that pays you a handsome profit for your efforts is not going to be a walk in the park all the time, right? So there you have it. That is the story, and I'll catch up with you again very soon, I have no doubt.